Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Today's video is of course a semi-annual sale haul. Yeah, not a lot to be had out there, but totally expected because usually this semi-annual sale is pretty wiped because Candle Day has just happened, as well as all the other holiday sales that go on that I wasn't expecting too much. But my number one goal was to find a rose lychee candle at my local store, and unfortunately I did not find any, so kind of a bummer there because that was really the only thing that I wanted outside of just 75% off candles in general. It's like, do I really need any more candles? No, but a lot of candles look a lot more attractive when they're 75% off, so we just did that and called it a day. So I have a number of 75% off candles and then a few wallflowers, and we'll get right into it. So my experience was, let's see, I went to two stores at opening. I think one opened at 10 and one opened at 11. Both were crazy madhouses, like actually I think worse than Candle Day, believe it or not. I got to both of them like 10 minutes after they had opened, so I didn't actually have to like stand in a line or anything to get in, but when I went in, it was just like a madhouse at both stores. I think at one store I had to wait maybe at least 20 minutes in a line, and at the other store was like almost up to 30 minutes in a line. It's to the point that the line like snakes around the entire store, and then like literally almost out the front door into the first room was kind of how the lines went. It was crazy. And because they snake you in like in between all the tables and everything, if you're a casual shopper, you simply cannot look at any of the tables or the stuff because the perimeters of the tables are all wrapped around by people waiting in line for checkout. So it's really not a great shopping experience because you really can't like leisurely look, and you really can't even like look at a lot of stuff other than maybe just like the first table right in the front. And then if it's a side-by-side store, the White Barn side usually doesn't have a register. At least mine doesn't have a register in it. So then there's no checkout line on the White Barn side. So then the White Barn side is free and open to roam. But honestly, like there's not much in the way of home fragrance to be found. So there's not a lot of stuff even in the White Barn side to be looking at. So yeah. Kind of just busy and just crazy, and the lines were just super long, but that's kind of expected on the very first day, and then I think the lines totally dwindle down and die down afterwards, and like it's like usually dead by the end of SAS. But if you want any kind of 75% off action, usually that happens right at the first day when they bring out past season candles to clearance out at 75% off. Unless they get some random shipments of old candles in, or they find something random in the back. Usually I don't find 75% off candles unless they're sending like random test collections like the Oud stuff or the Earth Delight ones into the stores for 75% off. Usually I just don't find 75% off stuff. So I went in today. Really wanted rose lychee, didn't find it, but I did find some other stuff. Let's see. So yeah, the first store just didn't have anything. So then I headed over to the second store and found just random candles placed in random areas that were clearly past season, but there was no accumulated 75% off table of these candles. So I had only known that they were 75% off because I knew they were past season, and then I figured they would ring up 75% off, but they were just placed literally in random corners of the store, not at all on a 75% off table. So if you see any past season stuff that's like not this fall or winter, so basically spring and summer, there's a good chance it's 75% off even if it's not set anywhere. And I think that's why I was even able to buy them for 75% off, was that nobody knew that they were 75% off. So the very first candle I got was the Island Margarita and Vanilla Bean. I actually kind of really enjoy this one. I already finished the first one and I was like, you know what? I don't really need another one, but like if I come across it for 75% off, I mean, I guess. So this was Island Mango, Madagascar Vanilla Bean, and Sea Salt. Mine burned down totally fine all the way down to the bottom. The wicks on this one are a little wonky, but whatever, I'll just deal with it. This one's kind of nice. You get a lot of Island Margarita, to be honest, which is that sort of like lime salted rim margarita fragrance we get from BBW, with like a creamy, almost, it comes out smelling a little bit more like pudding in this case. The Vanilla Bean, there's like a warm, like sort of like tapioca pudding mixed with Island Margarita type of fragrance is what I get from it. And it's like this, almost like a dessert, like margarita custard or margarita pudding or something is what I get from it. And it's actually kind of nice. It's like this tropical gourmand, like fruity, but like gourmand coziness that I enjoy to it. I don't normally like Island Margarita by itself because it falls into the line of tropical fruit fragrances those are my least favorite from BBW, but the Vanilla Bean really saves it on this one, and it burned perfectly down to the bottom. So I was like, yeah, I think I could enjoy this one again. And let's see, how much was it on the receipt? After using the 10 off 40, it was only $4.72. So I'm like, girl, $4.72, is that cheaper than an Aldi candle, which is like $5? Yeah, so Island Margarita and Vanilla Bean right there. Moving on, I just basically kind of cleared, that store had just a very random, limited selection of past season candles, so I was just like, I had to get off the 10 off 40, my mom wanted some wallflowers, so that's what I did. Let's see, Glacier Mist. This one I kept sniffing all throughout the season when it was like current, earlier this spring, and I never got it. It's cool eucalyptus, watery freesia, and lavender. This one seems to be fine, it just has the Corwix on it. Yeah, this one, it's kind of falls into laundry slash cologne slash soapy, so I didn't get it the first time around, but once again for, let's see, how much was this one? For $5.11, I'll give it a shot. It kind of smells like the Lever 2000, the blue soap of the Lever 2000 soap. I think it used to be called like Pure Rain or something like that. It totally reminds me of that. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll try this one. So it's kind of like a masculine leaning soap clean fragrance is what this is. So Glacier Mist right there. And lastly, for 75% off, I actually saw two of these, and I just grabbed one, and it is Sprinkled Birthday Cake. This one, I think it was released the very original time when I bought it, and I loved it that time. And then it came out again, but was it on an online exclusive or something? I don't remember, but I thought there was like a second release of it, or it sticked around for a while. And I actually really enjoyed it, so I was like, for 75% off, I guess I'll try it. So Rainbow Sprinkles with vanilla frosting and fluffy cake. That's what that looks like, has a thick rope-like wicks on it. I think the issue with this one on the first one was that I loved it for the first half, and the second half got super murky and sooty and nasty, which happens with a lot of their like vanilla cake fragrances. But I really enjoy this one. I think this one had like a very split opinion on it, but it smells like a cool birthday cake that's been refrigerated in the refrigerator, and it has like slices of strawberry, and like you get the vanilla, like the heavy cream mixed in with the cake, and it's like this really awesome like vanilla cake birthday cake fragrance that's like deviates from their usual sort of like more buttercream heavy like frosted cupcake or vanilla bean. There's more that very much that sort of like heavy cream, whipped cream type of like cool cream feel to it that I really enjoyed. So this is also a really great blender candle. So Sprinkled Birthday Cake right there. And then lastly, once again, it was trying to get to 10 off 40, and my mom was talking about how she wanted some Christmas candles, and I actually really enjoy this one, and I don't know if she'll like this one or not, but if she doesn't, I'll keep it for myself. And that's Golden Berry Mistletoe right there. There's something about this one that's a little off, that has like this sort of like synthetic, fruity, Bath & Body Works body care undertone to it, but the rest of it's really juicy, and when it comes together, I actually really enjoyed it. So that's Sparkling Berry, Sugared Spruce, and Frosted Air. And yeah, this one's juicy. Very much reminiscent of that like distinctly spruce fragrance that we've had from Bath & Body Works before, mixed with like this sort of sweet citrus berry, like effervescent sparkling feel to it that I liked. And when it burned and it came together, I always really enjoyed it and never wanted to put it out. And I was like, oh my god, I actually really like this one. So I'll either give it to my mom or I'll keep it for myself. So Golden Berry Mistletoe right there. Actually really enjoyed this one, surprisingly. And then lastly, we got 3 wallflowers. I got 2 Spiced Morning Chai, one for my mom and one for myself. That's what that looks like. They have a whole slew of like what were test wallflowers and single wick candles that tested, I think, in the Nashville, Tennessee area. In those test stores, they often do the wallflower and single wick tests, and a lot of those wallflowers have now come out for SAS. And so I was like, okay, this Spice Morning Chai one was one that was always very intriguing to me, and I wish there was a 3 wick of it, that I was like, you know what, it's out here for SAS, let me just grab it. I think they were $3.50. And this one says Autumn Sunrise, Creamy White Blossoms, and Steaming Chai Tea. And I already I honestly don't use wallflowers that much anymore, because hello, VOCs. And so I don't really buy or use them, but in a fragrance that's like as rare as this, I was like, yeah, let me try and see how it does. I'll just put on the lowest setting in my bathroom where it doesn't like really fill up the house or anything like that. But this is the cap to that one, the one that I plugged in. It's very nice. I wish this was in a 3 wick. I would buy it in a heartbeat. I say it's a little bit of a prettier chai, which I enjoy. A lot of like, you know, tea, like the loose leaf teas or even the bag tea or whatever, there's always like floral elements kind of in it. And like when you steep it and brew it, you get that sort of aromatic quality of all the, you know, the tea leaves and the floral nuances that you're supposed to get in tea. And I think this one, in a way where like a lot of times chai does have almost like this sort of floral aromatic quality to it, like a more, I guess, authentic or realistic chai, very much similar to that Yankee vanilla chai fragrance. This one has more of this sort of creamy prettiness mixed with a really nice, awesome, just like a spicy sweet chai tea blend. It's kind of reminiscent of the white pumpkin candle in the way how it's like kind of like pretty, also as well as creamy pumpkin that we've had way back when. But with a distinct like sort of spicy chai fragrance, and I really enjoy it. If this was a 3-wick, I would like get it in a heartbeat. But I'll just enjoy it in a wallflower while it's here. So that was the Spice Morning Chai. So this one is for my mother, and the other one's plugged in. And then this one, I was like, I would really like this one too, but once again, I just don't use wallflowers. So I just got it from my mother, and it's Forever Red, which, has this been out in a wallflower before? Is this the very first time? I'm just like, it's crazy because Forever Red was such this like luxurious, like very exclusive type of like higher end fragrance they were marketing it as when it came out the very first year, and there was so much marketing and such a push for it, and the bottle was all fancy and everything, and it's kind of sad to see it being downgraded all the way to just a SAS release, and in like the SAS packaging as well, rather than like a very like bespoke, unique Forever Red packaging. A little sad to see that, but this is still a really great fragrance nonetheless. This very much has a traditional like department store perfume type of fragrance to it. It is the Fiery Pomegranate Red Peony, Rich Vanilla Rum, and Oakwood. If this was on a 3-wick, I would have snatched that up, but they only had it in a very, was it like a boxed single wick? The very first time Forever Red came out, and it like, of course, tunneled like crazy, and I wasn't gonna spend that kind of money on a single wick, so I didn't buy it. But if this was ever in a 3-wick, oh my god, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. But kind of interesting to see it in a wallflower for once, so got that from my mother. So Forever Red right there. They also had Dahlia out, which I think, is that the first time that's in a wallflower? The candle was so unscented and just not good that kind of turned me off from that fragrance, so I didn't get that. There was a Willow and White Birch, which I believe was a test single wick wallflower as well, but I just didn't really care for that fragrance. Honeysuckle Peach Spritz is back out again, which is kind of cool. What else? The Vanilla Noir and Lavender, which is the same as the Pieced Ice Vanilla Woods, is out in a wallflower again, that we have seen a couple times before. I think Mango Passion might have been a test single wick and wallflower that actually smelled quite juicy. And then Strawberry Blossoms was also in there as well, which was another one of those Nashville test fragrances. That one just honestly smelled very artificial and sweet and not so much blossomy, so I didn't get that one. So that was it for the wallflowers. That got me $40, used the 10 off on it, and called it a day. And that is pretty much it for this SAS haulage. Yeah, not a whole lot to be found. I didn't find any more of those, at least in my 2 local stores. I didn't find any of like these at all in my local stores, nor did I see the Oud collection. None of that was there, but oftentimes those kind of get sent later on, at least to my local stores, so I'll probably check up again like maybe every week to see what else comes out. But I just really wanted a rose lychee, and that didn't happen, so I'm just kind of bummed about that, but whatever. It is what it is. I have plenty of candles to burn, so that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what your SAS experience was. The first hour or 2 or 3 was just an absolute madhouse. Oh my god. I mean, I don't even wait in lines that long for candle day, so the fact that I had to wait that for SAS for like mediocre finds, I was just kind of like, okay, but it's just part of the experience, so I'll do it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.